Hey Terry, how you doing this morning?
Good, and you?
Doing pretty good. Hopefully, we'll do a little better with our pick fours and stuff today. And damn, these 3P parlays are being more challenging than I ever thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they really are. I at first I thought, well, they won't be that hard to figure out, but they sure have been. I haven't got not one right.
You know who didn't have a hard time figuring it out?
Who was that?
Jockey Tyler Connor last night didn't have a hard time figuring it out
Oh,
at Penn National, right? Three
that's
big
right.
W's, and he's going to join the show today. Let's bring
All
him in.
right.
Tyler, hi. Good morning. How are you? Or good
What?
afternoon where you are.
Yeah, it is afternoon. I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm
Good.
doing pretty good. So last night, tell us about your night. You had a pretty good night. Pre-show, you said you got a mount. Kind of surprised you. You won one, but tell us a little bit about your night.
Yeah, I rode 6 in a row. I actually had two pickup mounts, one in the second, one in the seventh. Like I said, the pickup mount in the seventh had good form and entered well, but I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't know anything about the horse
Mm-hmm.
on it before, so it was a pleasant surprise. I had to work for a little bit. She made me kind of ride it the whole way, but she did everything I asked from her, and finished up well and got there. I actually thought I could have won four. I thought I could win the third race as well, but the horse just kind of didn't show up expected.
So let me ask you a question, Tyler. I don't know if you're old enough to remember these commercials, but they're iconic, so I'm sure you've probably seen them. Spike Lee as Mars Blackman and Michael Jordan. It must be the shoes. It must be the shoes. Tell me, Michael, is the shoes. Are you familiar with that one?
No, I'm not. I remember a movie they called Like Mike, though, back in the day, where a kid found Michael Jordan shoes and it turned him into a basketball star. But that's the only thing I remember that long ago, I guess.
Well, the reason I bring it up, I think it has to do with these pants while you're winning. You notice
Yeah.
Mike sporting those nice horse racing radar pants. Do you find that they bring you some luck?
First night I wore them, I think I won too. So it might have been those. So far they've been good to me, I guess.
It's the pants. It's the pants for sure. Sean wants to know, like, when you have a night like that, and you hear about athletes when they say, "Oh man, I was just in the groove. I was in that zone. I was feeling it." When you have a big night like that, how much of it is you feeling it, and how much of it you feel like is the horse?
I definitely think it helps when you're in the not maybe not in the zone, but when you kind of get a good flow going and you kind of just keep carrying the momentum, I guess I could say. You tend to ride better when the night starts out fairly good. The mood is better always, especially that first one out of the way. Kind of helps things. But I give credit to the horses most of the time. I think they do most of the job. You got to have a horse to win races. We can get it. We can certainly get them beat, but I think if you're on the best horse, it's a fairly easy job for the most part.
Do you feel like when you're winning that you're maybe communicating with the horse a little better than normal?
Yeah, I think so. Like I think they can feel a lot of things like that. Like if you're nervous or whatever, I think they do sense it. So I definitely think that helps to be in a good mood and be confident in them. I think it rubs off on them. Like I said, the horse I rode in the third was a very nervous horse. And I think he ran his race before he even got to the starting gate. So if they're calm and ready to go, I think it definitely helps.
Well, that brings a question in my mind. We had an article the other day we discussed, and it was about horses. And what they thought they determined is that horses don't connect emotionally to humans or love humans. They just feel safe when a human's with them. And that article went on to say it didn't matter what human it was. Do you think that's correct, or do you feel that that's true, or do you think it's the opposite? Do you think horses really do connect?
I think it depends on the horse. I've been very close to a couple of horses. A horse Morristown Jockey, actually, I won 11 races on. My dad trained it. I think he knew who his people were. I think he sensed us. He was very happy to be around us. A lot of times I actually retired him at my farm until he passed away last year, but I definitely think he loved us and knew who we were. And I think it was different because he ran well for us. He ran better for us than anybody else. So I think horses like that, I do think, know people and love them, but I think it depends on the personality of the horse. If it's just kind of a non-loving horse, maybe they just feel safe with people and don't really connect. But there is a few that definitely connect to their certain people.
Okay, thank you.
That's the kind I rode on one time, a non-loving horse. She certainly didn't like me.
Yeah. They'll tell you too.
Yeah, well, he was like, he didn't want me on. He was leaving the room. Anything I told him to do, he would do the opposite, kind of like my kids.
Yeah. Right.
Tom Carley wants to know, how long does it take you to analyze the races that you're on?
I think it depends on the race. The Penn National races aren't very hard to analyze. We typically know a lot of the horses in the race, or have ridden them, so it's kind of pretty easy to handicap one there. Like when I rode Parks on Monday, Tuesday, bigger fields, horses you don't know, different tracks, you kind of have to go back and watch replays and things like that. That could take a little longer. But yes, like I said, Penn National races, you can kind of glance over and say pretty quick and kind of judge what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go somewhere else, you don't know the riders as well. You have to kind of go back and see how they're going to ride that horse, or kind of guess how they're going to ride it. So that could take, 10, 15, 20 minutes, going back and watching replays and finding out how the horse runs best and things like that.
So tonight, I think you have what, 6 mounts from the. I think 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yep.
So looking at your mounts tonight, is there any one that stands out that we should single? I know that you're on the favorite, I think, in the 7th race, Spin Cycle. Any that we should single up in our horizontal bets, our doubles, and our pick threes?
I don't like telling people to bet on me, but Spin Cycle should be tough. We claimed him. My stepmom claimed him. He's been sprinting because he kind of hasn't been running well long, so I sprinted him. He has a really good grass form, so I'm trying to turf, and it's been coming off. And he's been running well 5/8, but so going back out, I think it's a mile or mile and 70 tonight. I think should help. Maybe I'm hoping he still does the same thing he's been doing and finishing up well. But he's 8-5, so yeah, he ought to be pretty tough in there. Mm-hmm. I wish we were off the grass actually for one in I think it's a 3rd race, the allowance race.
The Maldives model, huh?
Yeah, she handles like the synthetic and turf okay, but I think on the dirt she would be very tough in there. The horse riding the last is okay too. He just doesn't try very hard. He's 3-1. He's a little bit of a lazy horse. Makes me work for it, but he should be fairly live in there as well.
Seems like that horse that was Dennis's Diamond, I think his name of that one is the. You stretched him out the last 2 times. Seems like he's liked the longer distance than the shorter distance.
Yes, yeah, it's been a lot. Seems like he's I don't know, not a real confident horse right now. He maybe just lost form and lost interest in racing, but the distance definitely has helped to get him kind of forward a little bit. He doesn't seem to want to pass horses or really beat any horses at this point. He kind of lets them pass him and doesn't really try too hard to get back. But definitely has improved his form as of right now.
Fantastic. Sounds good. Well, we 100% appreciate you joining us today, Tyler, and hope that we see you in J. Marco's winner's circle with those horse racing radar pants. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Terry. So that brings us to the regular schedule for today. We have our Terry's best bet of the day because we don't have any news. Thanks to Tyler Connor coming on. I really appreciate that. Thanks for coming. Great guy. No, Terry?
Yes. I really liked him. So.
Well, we hope you guys liked it too. A little bit of a change of pace from Terry and I opining on, and hopefully by bringing, we want to bring more jockeys on, more people in the sport, and talk a little bit more about the day-to-day things that are happening in racing, both at the jockey, trainer, owner level, and maybe even some of the announcers. So we'll be bringing you more of that. So make sure you tell your friends about us on Facebook and Twitter, however it is you communicate, because friends don't let friends watch horse racing shows if they're not watching Terry and Rich, right?
That's right. So
fantastic. So how did your best bets do yesterday, Terry?
Well, it was at Saratoga in the 9th race, and my first and second choice ran out of the money. But my third choice won the race and paid $8.90, $5.40, and $3.90. So, that's all right.
So what do you like today? It's at Del Mar where we're going to do our Fly 4 and our hot dog pick 4s.
Yeah, I like in the third race, I like number 7, a white sports coat, who likes the distance, finishing the money 53% of the time and winning 23% of those races. And he also has done the same thing at Del Mar. He's finished 80% of the time in the money, and 60% of those races he won. He has a good trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has a record of 13 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3. Then I like number 1, Mr. Doogie Fresh. He has a high percentage trainer, switches to a high percentage jockey, drops in class today, and has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And then number 4, Black Storm, has been racing at Los Alamitas, which is at a shorter distance than today's contest. And he's ran second twice. Just seems like he needs extra ground. So going a little longer today will work for his closing style. And he has a hot jockey that in the last 7 days has won 3 out of 10 races.
All right. So something you and I have not been able to do is place in 3 out of 3 races, Terry.
Yeah, that's true. It's been more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but
yes, it's been like now it's like a life challenge for me.
Yeah,
to try to get this thing to win.
We're going to change it this time. So
yes, indeed, our luck is going to change. So Terry, if you could tell us a little bit about what you like here today.
Okay, I like at Del Mar, the 3rd race, number 7, a white sports coat, which is of course my pick of the day. And he, as I said before, he finished 53% of the time in the money this year. So, and then Del Mar, the 5th, I like number 1, Paint Me Lucky. He's finished in the money in the last 4 or 5 races. And then Charlestown, the 1st race, I like number 5, Golden Hughes, who should do very well and finish at least 2nd. Yeah,
there's a big day of horse racing tomorrow at Charlestown. They have, I think, like 5 stakes races. So that's pretty solid. So tomorrow we'll be doing on our contest Golden Gate Fields. And then on Saturday we'll be doing the contest at Saratoga for the Travers. And then on Sunday it'll be Monmouth. So make sure you check out those contests. And you can check out my picks now. Number 2, Censorship, in race number 1. I'm hoping to get off to a good start. The horse looked like it was pounds the best when I did my work for first race at Del Mar. And it's apparently getting bet down pretty early. Then in our pick 4s, I do like Bulletproof One as a potential single in race number 6. Looks like the fastest horse at a distance and surface that should favor speed. And then Del Mar, race number 8, Majestic Steps. Number 3 had all sorts of trouble in the last race. Gets a major jockey upgrade today and maybe takes out the horse that looks like I think a lot of people are going to bet on heavily, but it'll be one of the 2 favorites, I think, for sure. So I don't know if you can hear Terry in the background. My girlfriend, my yellow lab over here is crying because she wants to get out and go upstairs. So if you hear her crying, folks, she's not being mistreated. She just wants to go upstairs and get a snack. But unfortunately, the door's closed and I can't get up right now.
Yeah, and we can't hear her. So
I'm surprised she hasn't introduced herself before, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of times she likes to bark, and if she wants attention, she's kind of has a little bit of a bull in her. Like, I want attention now. So she's
impatient.
Spoiled. Terry, it's spoiled as well.
Oh, okay.
She's a spoiled dog. She gets so much love and affection that I think she thinks everything is like that. So there's not a human being that walks by that she doesn't wag her tail and roll over to be petted because she thinks everybody's going to treat her like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get rolling with our Fly 4 over at Del Mar today. Hopefully we can begin the week with a pick 4 and end the week with a pick 4, Terry. Race number 5, we have, I think you and I are in somewhat of agreement. I think we can start at the top because there's not a whole lot of difference on our picks. So let's get cracking in race number 5. Who do you like?
Of course, I like number 1, Paint Me Lucky. He's in top form, finishing in the money 100% of the time this year, finishing first in his last race at Del Mar, and he has a good trainer-jockey combination.
I think it should be close to the pace. It's a 7-furlong race. 100% of them, there haven't been many of them, though, but have been won by speed horses. Only thing I don't like is that it's just coming off the maiden win, and a lot of times a horse that takes a lot of races to get past that first win, it's not going to all of a sudden find winning form over and over and over and over again. So, but you do see 3 high-quality races in 2021 after more than a year off. So maybe the horse has found its stride with a year or two to get bigger and stronger. Number 7 for me, Terry, is my second choice. That's Tribal War Paint. It's down in class. The last race speed figure was better than par, has the fastest early fractions out of any horse in the field, and was one of the fastest out of the gates last time out. So if speed holds up, the 7 horse should be a factor. I like Tribal War Paint to be on the gas early and maybe go from gate to wire.
And I completely agree with you. It was my second choice. As you say, it had the highest race speed rating and drops in class today. And he finished third against a lot tougher horses last time.
All right. You like anything else here?
I like number 3, Black Belt. Drops in class today, during his career, he has finished in the money 40% of the time, winning 20% of the races.
Okay, so you like the 3. I didn't have the 3 in my pick, so let's put them to the side. I also had the 4. Cat Bernay. It's the low weight in this race, Terry, and I think it has some of the best early fractions, and that I think he's about 7 pounds lighter than the heaviest horses, and showed some speed and tailed off. I think that lack of weight this time around could be the difference, and the 4 horse could upset these folks.
Yeah, I agree with you. 4 horse is my 4th pick, and as you said, he ran. Well, you didn't say this, but he ran second in his last race at Del Mar, and what you did say was his early speed would help him in today's race.
So you want to put him in, or do you want to put him off to the side, and then we'll come back to the 3 later?
Let's put him in.
All right. So we'll put him in. All right. Do you think that's enough for this spot? Because we have one alternative, so I don't think we need any more.
No,
so race number 6, for me, I think we can almost get away with just 1 horse here. Bulletproof One is dropping in class, has the highest last race speed figure. Again, the number was above par for this level, has the top pedigree, has the fastest fractions. You're talking about a 5 furlong turf race where I think 52% of the winners, so more than half, have won wire to wire. The 7 gets to the lead. The pedigree, the pace, all of that stuff favors the 7. I like Bulletproof One as a potential single here.
You're correct. She's my number 1 pick. Checks all the boxes, like you said, likes the distance, likes the turf. She's finished in the money 5 out of 6 times on the turf. She drops in class today, has a high percent trainer. In her first race after a 10-month break, she finished 3rd versus tougher last.
All right. Do you want to go? I know you can't just ever single one because then your whole life depends on it, at least your pick 4 ticket life.
Yeah.
What else do you like here?
I like number 3, Rakesh. She drops back down in class today after trying much tougher horses. Her early speed style will help her chances, and she likes the distance, finishing in the money 83% of the time.
All right, so I like that horse too. I left it off of my ticket, but I was battling back and forth between the 2 and the 3 and the 5. The 5 is the other horse that I think can be a big. It's probably going to be your second favorite here. It's an all or nothing horse. It's won 5 out of I think 10 starts, something like that. And it's taken an enormous collapse drop down from $200,000 purse to a $76,000 purse. But I feel like the 7 is the same horse, but maybe better. The other horse I'm thinking about here, Terry, is the 2 horse. She's so special. In the past, she has shown that she can compete with the 7 in terms of early fractions. And it just seems to me if you can get out to the front, this horse could be the pace setter. Again, a horse that could take him from the gate to wire. So I'm going to put the 2 and the 5 off to the side, Terry, unless there's something else you wanted to add.
No, that's fine with me. The 2 and the 5 is fine.
I think of the 2, I would rather have the 2 horse because you're going to get longer odds on the 2 and then you will on the 5. And like I said, I think the 5 and the 7 are similar. But what scares me is that 5's penchant to either win or yeah, because I mean it could just beat us, right? Just run right by us, and that's that. And then because that's what it does, win or nothing.
Of course, they switched to a high percentage jockey of Pratt, and she had a really nice workout on August 19th at 47.2, handling best out of 12.
So, Shane, you asked, what are our picks for Charlestown this Friday? If you head on over to Horse Racing Radar, they will be up later on in the day. And I know that if you go over there, I know we give like the first 3 races out for free. If you join as a member, I think you get the first 5. You can also buy the day's card for like $15. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. It covers every single race at every single track on that day. So we're working on them. Terry and I won't be back tomorrow. It'll be Tom and I. But we'll certainly have a lot of coverage of that over at Horse Racing Radar. So make sure you check that out. You could probably hear my dog over there now. She's
I
getting
do.
louder and louder by the moment. Her patience is running out with me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to race number 7. Terry, who's
Okay.
your top choice?
I like number 5, Fly the Sky. He has the highest last speed rating and won his last race at Del Mar at 5 furlongs on the turf. He has a hot trainer that in the last 14 days has the following record: 5 starts, 2 wins, and a third.
All right. I like number 4, Wilson Monk. Was a chalk last time out. It missed. The trainer, Peter Miller, does respond at 28% with beaten favorites. This horse is also going to run the route for the first time. That's a 25% winner for Peter Miller. And the speed numbers are up 3 in a row. So this is a horse that, if it continues that upward trend on the first route, beaten favorite, I think the 4 horse could be one that takes them, again, into the winner's circle and collects that fat check. Terry, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you totally. It's my second choice. And as you said, the trainer wins 28% of the time when he brings back a beaten favorite. So, yeah, that's a good choice.
Any other choices for you here?
I like number 3, Pappy Boyington. And he ran 5th on the turf at Golden Gate Fields at 5 furlongs, but now returns to the dirt, which is more to his liking. And he now stretches out to a mile, which should fit well with his closing style. He has a high percentage trainer. In the last 14 days, as I said, 5 starts, 2 wins, and a third, and switches to a high percentage jockey. Yes, I know he's coming from Golden Gate Fields, and a lot of people think that they're not. The horses aren't as classy or aren't on the same level as the Southern horses, but I think this horse is, and I think this is going to get a good price. So I like the horse.
So you're going to lock this one in, Terry?
I am. That's my lock.
That's your lock. Okay, good. For me, there's 2 other horses that I like: the number 9 or the number 8, Atomic Drop, or Wilder Than, I can't read my own handwriting again. Wilder Than Matt, I'm not sure. The 9 horse Atomic Drop is the last race speed figure above par. Should be one of the pace setters, and is dropping pretty big in terms of purse, from 175 down to 72. So cutting off more than $100,000 off the purse money. And then the 8 horse gets Flavy and Pratt and trainer Carly Gaines. The combo is 1-2 out of 2. And so for me, I would like to have one of those 2 horses in there, Terry. I feel like the 8 horse has to improve a lot, but getting Flavian in the irons can make that happen. Do you like either one of those 2?
I do. I like the 9 as my 4th pick, Atomic Drop. He drops in class today, and his early speed style will help. He has the best dirt speed among today's starters and has the best buyer number in the race of 100.
All right. So those triple-digit numbers. So we'll put the 8 off to the side in case we have some money to spend down the lane. Down the lane. We can call it that. It's horse racing, right? You're welcome, Shane. Make sure you head on over there. I just handicapped some of those races today, so it should be a very nice card tomorrow night at Charlestown. All right, Terry, race number 8, 1 mile on the turf. Again, this time around, we're going to get a different running style. We're going to go from speed to you don't want to be up on the front, as mentioned last week by Tyler. Stop it, girl. By Trevor McCarthy. The speed on the turf has been a death sentence. So I'm away from the speed. I'm going to go with number 3 here, Majestic Steps. You get a big jockey upgrade to Flavian Pratt. Last race speed figure was the top in the field, despite finishing, I think it was 2nd finished. Dropping down in class, quick turnaround, top pedigree, and had all sorts of trouble in the last start.
Yeah, I like that's my 2nd pick. As you said, she was bumped in her last race, which affected her race. And as you said, she drops in classes. She now switches to the high percentage jockey. And she has the best turf speed, is the fastest among today's starters. So, yeah,
all right.
I like that.
Who else do you want to add?
I like number 9, Chasen
Serendipity.
Serendipity, yes. And this is another horse that came from Golden Gate Fields. And as you know, it came and ran a great third, only missing by a length, and was bumped in the race. So that also affected. But I like the fact that she likes the distance and the turf, finishing 100% of the time. and winning 65% of those races.
All right. I feel like, Terry, this is a race that we have to have a long shot in, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan, like you mentioned, I'm not a big fan of the Golden Gate horses coming south. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of the Emerald Downs horses coming south from Seattle. That's usually doesn't work out well. But I do worry about the 8-horse Frisco Falls. The 8-horse is got the fastest early pace numbers and does have some of the top late pace numbers. I'm afraid that the 8-horse, which could, I think, end up being lone speed in this race, could get loose and stay out on the front. And I know it's a death sentence, says Trevor McCarthy, but when a horse can get out, run fractions that aren't that fast, and has enough late legs to get it done, and you got to think that the trainer maybe is out of his mind bringing the horse from Emerald Downs to Del Mar, but he also has to probably have a good reason for it. So I feel like I want to have him in there, so I'm locking him in there just so we have a long shot that could be up on the front and steal the race.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I looked at this horse really, really hard, and it's a very consistent horse. Looks like it loves to compete, and but like you, I was kind of concerned because I think the horses from up in Washington,
Emerald Downs, huh?
Yeah, Emerald Downs. I feel like they're maybe a little lower than most of the time than the Golden Gate horses, but I agree with putting this one in, and I like the jockey. Kent DeSormeau. So, and I like the trainer, even though they don't have great, percentage of wins right now. Van Benboer is a good trainer. He does really well up north.
Mm.
I've been to Emerald Downs. That's a beautiful track, by the way.
I haven't been there. I've been to Santa Anita. I've been to Hawthorne. I've been to Arlington Park. I've been to Maywood. If you ever been to Maywood, Balmoral Park. Anyway, those are that's. I haven't really been the I don't know what you want to call it, like the person who goes from track to track to track, the track traveler like you have been, the world traveler. So, is there anybody else you want to add into race number 8?
I also, let's see, we had the 4. I like number 4, Lady Emily.
Okay.
She drops in class today, and the trainer wins 25% of the time the first time he brings a horse that's never been in a claiming race. So her best turf speed is close to the average winning speed in this race.
So right now we're at 16 times 3, so $48, Terry. We can put some more horses elsewhere. Do you want to put them in race number 5 or race number 6 or race number 7, since that's where we have some spare parts?
Let's put number 6. You liked the 2 pretty well, right?
Yeah, I just felt like the 2 horse in the 6th race was a horse that can She's So Special. It does have those really fast early fractions and should get out to the front. And I'm worried about it, at these races where you have 52% of the horses wiring the field. Yeah. If the 2 horse can get to the lead, and her pace figure suggests she can get to the lead, her fraction suggests she can get to the lead, you have a 52% chance to start and finish in first place. So that's why I want to go with the 2. But I also do worry about the 5. But I think, like I said, between the 2 favorites, the 7 is the better choice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that gets us to 9. Okay. So 16 times 3 is 48 times 3. Always doing the math on there. I should just have a matrix next to me, right?
Yeah.
So 144. We could still probably put another horse in. Terry, do you want to put the 5 in that leg, or the 3 in the first leg, or the 8 in race number 7?
I want to put the 3 in the first leg.
All right, so we'll put the 3 in the first leg, and I think that's going to get us to 96, and that will take care of our fly 4 for today. So let's go ahead and let me just make this so it's easy to see, folks, because otherwise I'm confusing myself and everybody else. All right, so our fly 4 is in race number 5, 1, 3, 4, 7. Race number 6, 2, 3, 7. Race number 6 is 2, 3, 7. Race number 7 is 3, 4, 5, and 9. Race 8 is 3, 4, 8, and 9, Terry. I feel good about this one. I felt good about yesterday. So let's hopefully that we can begin and end the week with a pick 4 winner.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
And let's see real quick our pick 4 hot dogs. Terry, why don't you run us through the numbers while I let our dog, my lady, out of the room real quick.
All right. Sounds good. On my pick 4 hot dog, The 5th race, I like the 1 Paint Me Lucky, the 7 Tribal War Chant. In the 2nd leg, I like the 3 Rakish, then the 7 Bulletproof 1. In the 7th race, I like the 3 Pappy Boyington, the 4 Wilson Monk, and the 5 Fly the Sky. And in the 8th, I like the number 4 Lady Emily and number 3 Majestic Steps. And then I like number 9 Chasen Serpentinity.
Jason Serendipity. All right. For me, race 5, 147. Like I said before, when we were doing the Fly 4, I feel like you could single the 7. I singled the 7. In race number 7, 4, 5, 8, and 9. In race number 8, 3, 8, and 9. And just one more time, real quick, our 3P Place-Parlay-Press. Terry and I are still looking for the first W in this spot. Hopefully, today's the day, Terry, for us to go. Today, we're going to do the daily double. We're going to go the 3P parlay, the fly parlay, and we're going to hit what we'll call our own pick 4, and we're both going to hit the hot dogs. What do you think about that proclamation?
I think we're going to do that. So,
well, we'll know tonight. Tonight we'll be on again at 9:30 Eastern time, as it is now. We do not have a guest, so it'll just be me, Terry, Tom, and Sean. But that's good enough, right?
It is.
We'll make our picks for the last 3 big races at Saratoga for Saturday, ending with the Travers. So we'll talk about that. We'll highlight which horses we like, have a little bit of banter about why one another are wrong, why we're right. We'll make our stand. So make sure you join us for that at 9:30 tonight here on YouTube. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button down there, or follow us on Facebook at Racing Radar, or on Twitter at Racing Radar. Terry gets off tomorrow because he demands 3-day weekends. Terry only wants to work 4 days, union. And then I'll be back tomorrow with Tom. We'll be talking about some international racing at 1 o'clock. And then from there on the weekend, I will be doing a live contest for Saratoga. I think, Terry, you plan on joining me, right?
Yeah, I'm going to come in for that. Yes.
Okay, so that'll be a fun day where we break down every single race. Terry and I make our picks for every single race at Saratoga for the Travers contest worth $100. Again, make sure you head over to horseracingradar.com. Enter the contest. You'll see it up in the menu. It says handicapping contest. They're completely free. The Friday and Sunday contest, the winner gets $50. The Saturday winner gets $100. Terry, I'll see you again in a few hours. For everybody else, we hope that all of your winners, all your bets are winners, and that we see you in the winner's circle.
Goodbye, people.